Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. Welcome, and in today's episode, New Year, right? Everyone's talking about it. 2023, New Year, New You. And I'm loving all the posts, and I'm loving all the inspiration, the positive energy, the rah, let's do this, make 2023 the best year yet. And I encourage you to really sit back and reflect and think, how are you going to make 2023 the best year yet, if that's your intention? What tools, resources, people have you surrounded yourself with? Have you sought out in order to really make a shift so that this next year can be all it is and all it is that you want it to be? What perspective do you have going into the new year? Are you looking at things much from the same way, through the same colored lenses? Because if you are, I'll tell you right now, nothing changes if nothing changes. I made the comment to one of my friends, or in front of one of my friends, today can be day one or one day. And she wasn't quite feeling it, and that's okay. And yet I know for me, a lot of the time when I get up, it's day one. It's not just one day. It's day one, because there's a point, especially when I started working out, every day I had to recommit to my goals as if it was day one and I'm starting out again, and I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up at 5:30, whether I want to or not, and I'm going to hit the gym and I'm going to make it there. You got to recommit every day to yourself and to your goals. And as I tell a lot of my clients that go through Thinking into Results with me, this is a lifestyle change. This isn't just a 6-month program. Or if you're looking to really make a shift in your results and in your habitual behaviors and habits and with your paradigms, this is a lifestyle, because you will fight your paradigms until the day you leave this earth. Your habitual habits, every day it's a royal battle, and they will put up a fight. So if you are not prepared, and if you do not have the awareness around the tools and the tips and the tricks and the things that you can do to make a decision and a choice to choose you and your goals, your dreams, your desires every day, it's just going to be another day. It's going to be one day. Now, do you want it to be one day or day one? Fear or faith? Which one are you going to choose? We have to choose one, and we can't see either of them. So why not choose faith? Why not move forward through this year, choosing to believe that if you connect through your vibration to the frequency that your goal is on, because it's already as good as done, you just need to connect to it, the people, the circumstances, the opportunities, the money, they will all present themselves. You don't need to know the how it's going to happen. You just need to make the decision that it's going to happen. A committed, stubborn, irrevocable decision that it's as good as done. As women, we often like to beat ourselves up, or, say, Monday morning quarterback. I should have done this. Oh, I wish I would have said that in the moment. That's just genius. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I say that? And especially as a parent or as a spouse, with clients, it shows up in all areas of our lives. We shoulda, and all we do is should all over ourselves. So again, I really encourage you to stop and live for the moment. Bob Proctor, he has one of the glasses where you can tip up and down and the sand runs through the middle. And he would have the sand running through, and he'd point to the middle, the smallest part where the sand's just barely going through to the bottom. And he'd say, that's now. He said, below is the past, it's done. And above is what's coming our way. And all you can do is live in the now and in the moment. Stop living in the past. So many of our, issues, our problems, our challenges can be connected and tied to our past because we don't let go of it. We hold on to it. It's almost like we wear it as a badge of honor. And there's something to be said about going through what you've gone through and embracing it and learning from it and moving forward with that information to make different choices, better choices, have a better awareness and understanding. That's one thing. The other thing is to sit there and beat yourself up about it and to not forgive yourself and to live in guilt and live in frustration and some fear and anxiety and I should have, I could have, I ought to, what if this would have happened? Things would be different. So much depression and anxiety come from that spot and from that place. So I encourage you, moving into this new year, what can you let go of and truly leave behind? What can you forgive yourself for that you haven't yet completely forgiven yourself for? Because if you continue to bring it through with you, it's just going to be that weight on your shoulder or that extra bag you're carrying that if you just dropped it and let it go, your load would be so much lighter. Is it really serving you to carry that with you year after year after year? How is it serving you if you believe it is? I did that for years, and I'll get to my story here in a couple of weeks. But it's just, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the fact that it happened, and what's done is done. That can never be changed. What can be changed is your perception of it, your attitude towards it, your willingness to learn from it and to move forward. And to find the good in it, because there's good in every situation. You just have to look for it. So choose to focus on the good and what came from it, where you're at today, because I know without a doubt, if I hadn't gone through what I went through, I wouldn't be sitting here today and I wouldn't have found my passion. It took me till I was 40 years old to find it, but I found it. And now I have the next 40, 50, 60 years to sit in my passion and have I get to do this. I don't have to do this every day. And it's beautiful when you reflect back to the reason you are where you are is because of all of your experiences, because everything you've gone through, the good, the bad, the ugly, it all encompasses who you are today. So find the beauty in it and choose to puff your chest out a little bit. Say, hell yeah, I'm amazing. Look what I've done, where I've come from, and the gifts I have in front of me and the opportunities, and that I can make this year whatever I want it to be. I can step out of my comfort zone, come from contribution, feel the fear and do it anyway, and start taking chances. Now, chances on yourself. You hit that tear barrier, you hit that wall where you just want to retreat back, push through. Just try it once, see what happens. I can tell you there's beauty on the other side of that tear barrier, on the other side of that fear, on the other side of what will they think? What if this person doesn't like this, or what if this, or what if that, and all those things and those stories you tell yourself. Well, I'm here to tell you that what anyone thinks about you is none of your business. When I started working with Bob Proctor, one of the first things he said to me is, what anyone thinks about you is none of your business. and how someone responds and reacts to something that you've said or done, as long as it's not, again, done with you're not malicious about it or trying to hurt someone. That has, how they respond or react has everything to do with them and you holding a mirror up in front of them, and really just about 0% to do with you. That's something that I had to work through with, a few relationships that have just kind of gone away, and feeling responsible and feeling like, what did I do? How did this happen? I would have never thought this would have happened. And it has. And truly, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with me. It's about the choices I've made and who I am now, holds up a mirror in front of some other people that aren't really liking what they're seeing. And I can't be held responsible for that. As much as it's a little bit hard to decipher and to work through, it's the truth. Another thing Bob used to say is really ask yourself, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Not the you think your spouse or partner thinks you should be. Not the you think your kids think you should be. Not the you think your family, in-laws, or your friends think you should be. But who do you really want to be? If there was no judgment, no fear, no anxiety, what would you do? Who would you be this year? What chances would you take if you knew you couldn't fail? That's a pretty powerful thing to sit back and really think about. Who do you want to be? Because we only have this life as far as we know. Again, I don't know what you believe or don't believe, and that's another podcast. But for this one, truly, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what steps can you take each and every day to be 1% better or to get you just that much closer to your goal? And if you knew you couldn't fail, without a doubt you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? What would that look like? What version of you is that version? I found online just this amazing little poem. It was written by Staphanie Bennett Henry. I believe she's out of Texas. And I found it online and I posted it a few weeks back. And I just wanted to take a moment to read it here because I think it's just beautiful and it's a good way to reflect and just come from where you're at now, regardless of where you've been. Again, it's Staphanie Bennett Henry, and it starts like this. Beautiful girl, when you are finished falling, after you hit rock bottom and watch yourself come apart into a million pieces, no one is staying to help you collect yourself. No one is sticking around to pick through your pieces and decide which parts of you are worth keeping. That's for you to decide. So stay down as long as you need to. This is the most important part. Take your time. Pay attention. You already broke, so that the easy part is over. Go slow. I know you thought the breaking was the most painful chapter. It wasn't. Turn the page. The next part is much longer. It's the healing, the rise, the comeback. It's the birth of the new you. And it's not easy. But you are strong and brave and worth it. You have to leave a lot of yourself behind, and you'll have to let go of all the parts of you that you've outgrown. We're not making ourselves small anymore. We're not bending to fit where we don't belong anymore. Do you hear me? We're going all in. Count your wounds, every scar ripped open, every drop of blood you bled, like a promise. Every tear you cried, like a bet in the name of crossing your whole heart, your whole soul. It was all for this moment, right here, right now. You had to hurt like that to get here, to this version of you who knows exactly who she is, who she's not, who shall never be again. Drop the apologies, babe. We're not sorry anymore for who we are. We're not sorry for what we had to go through to get here. And we're not sorry for the time it took to learn our worth. Step out of the box of all you were supposed to be, according to everyone who wasn't you, and walk into the you who's comfortable in her own skin. It's time. You earned it. We no longer wear the expectations of anyone else, and we no longer let anyone else decide what we're worth, because we know now. We finally know, and now it's time to celebrate it. Get up, babe. It does not hurt anymore. Now go show you what you're made of. Wow. I just love it. I just love it because that can encompass so many different things, so many different situations, so many different rock bottoms. And it doesn't even have to be a rock bottom. It can just be something that happened. Another thing she said is, the girl I used to be was never good for me, but she taught me how to be who I am now. So even though I left her in the life I once had, I still need to thank her for walking me to where I am now. Thank you for the lessons. Goodbye. Yes, thank you for the lessons. And it's in those lessons, in those teachable moments, in that heartache, in that heartbreak, in, just that explosion of what no longer is and what we had to go through. Take joy in that and give yourself some love. Give yourself a pat on the back and really, really look at where you're at today, how you got here, and more importantly, where you're going. Because you get to decide. Every day you get to choose who you're going to show up and be, what choices you're going to make. And please stop blaming, if you are blaming your current circumstances or situation or who you are or who you aren't or what you have or what you don't have on someone else. Whether it's a past relationship or your parents or a coach or whomever it would be, start taking, if you're not already, 100% responsibility for you, for where you're at, for your choices, for your decision, and for your results. And then, and only then, will a whole world be open up to you. You got to take responsibility. You got to start where you're at, regardless of where it is. It's the right place. It's where you're meant to be. So whatever you do, start where you're at. Don't prepare to start. Don't overanalyze. Don't think, well, I have to do this. I got to do this. My kids got to grow here. I got to go get through this. That's got to happen first. Then this, then that. I got to find the money. I got to get the job. I got to get through the job. All that is BS. All of that is just a distraction, and it's your paradigms trying to stop you from being who you're meant to be. So just go forward. And if you need the tools, if you need the resources, again, I live this every day. I found this information back in 2017, and it changes everything. The awareness you get from thinking into results, you can't unknow it. You can't become unaware. And it's the start of a beautiful realization that this really, truly, you can have anything you desire. You just got to want it. And then you got to open yourself up to it. So thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.